Hello everyone, how are you? This is Cantor Gaston Bogomolny. I'm broadcasting from TAL, TAL, Transformation, Affection and Love, TAL Community Mental Health Center. This is a community mental health center. This is also a healing center. And I would like today, we have a live with our co-owner, Marcella Gomez Bogomolny, a clinical social worker. And she is going to be with us right now because we are going to be talking about our parenting group that is coming next week. Our first support, Marcella Gomez Bogomolny, parents of young adults, teenagers, preteens to the rescue. So here is coming Marcella Gomez Bogomolny, the co-owner of TAL, T.A.L, Transformation, Affection and Love, Community Mental Health Center, the healing center, your place for you. So, hi Marcella, how are you?
Hi Gaston.
Marcella is my wife. We are partners in this dream come true. And Marcella is also a licensed master social worker. She's also an MSW, an ISW, and she's a journalist. And she is here specifically talking for us to be talking about our first parenting, our first support group, which is going to be about parenting. And today we are going to talk about, Marcella, about educating without fear. That's what the subtitle of our subject today. Last week you were talking about, parents to the rescue and rescuing our parents of teenagers, preteens, also young adults. Now we're going to talk about today about educating without fear. Okay. So give us a brief explanation, if you want, Marcella, of what the support group is going to be.
Okay, our first support group, it starts in December the 2nd. It's going to start from 6 to 7:30. However, we're thinking on moving it a little bit later to the 7 p.m. kind of-ish, because in North Miami Beach area where we are located is a little bit packed at that time at 6 p.m. So the parents that are coming already registered, they are parents from kids that are from 12 up. The whole idea is that we all as parents, when they become teenagers, it becomes a challenge. And as we have mentioned in the past, this parenting, it's all about the kids that are little and when you're just born and you want to learn how to do all these reactions, how to accept the reactions of the kids. However, it doesn't mean that when they are 12, 13, 14, they're already going by themselves to school. And then we start kind of forgetting that they need us as much or even more than before. So this group is about that. It's about how to help my teenager to become a healthy adult and I don't lose my mind in the process. We have teenagers that presently parents that are seeing them drinking for the first time, having sex for the first time, getting high, they masturbate, and all of these things that parents do not want to talk about, they don't feel comfortable with. Well, we have developed a program for you. And this program is going to be in 3 levels. We want to help the parent not only to see your child or your teenager or your young adult as the problem, but also to see what's in it for you. Meaning, you can survive these years by probably learning a little more of how not to judge, how to understand why you judge, why you have to judge them. Sometimes you just learned judgment from your own parents. Sometimes you have issues with your own earlier generations and you haven't treated them. So we want to work all that in these 3 levels. The first 3 levels, the first group is going to be for 5 weeks. That's 4 sessions, and the last one is going to be free. It's $180. That's it. It's $180, and it covers the five sessions. It's going to be an hour and a half, and it's going to be homework, and we're going to work on your feelings, the feelings of your teenager or young adults, and we want to work also in your responsibility of what is going on. If you want to work with us, if you want to participate, just this is the number, 786-648-3580. 3588. 786-648-3588, and that is the number right there. You also can call the center when you have a need and request a free 15 minutes appointment to listen, to ask questions regarding whatever you require. Also, we have therapists that all these therapists are master's degree level, including myself, clinical, but also the support groups are not clinical in the sense that they're not therapy. When you go to a therapy group, you need an assessment and you need a diagnosis, and that's not the case here. We don't want a diagnosis for you. We just want for you to get the support you need in these years where the kids are becoming adults, and we definitely don't know how to deal with it.
I have a question for you, Marcella, and thank you for explaining to us and to everyone who's watching, about the group. So tell us a little about your own experience. I mean, your experience as of course, not only as a specialist, but why do you choose to serve people and to support people and to do this support group just for parents? What's your personal experience of this?
Well, in the decision why we opened the clinic with the first group of parents is because the experience we both had with our own kids. And we as a family, we had our own issues with our own kids. We were losing our minds in the process. We are good now. We probably have learned enough to know that we also had a lot of things to fix as parents. So bringing to the table not only our own experience, but also bringing to the table that that I am a social worker and can also support others, then that's the reason why we are having the first group. We did have issues of different kinds with our own kids, communication, depression, substance abuse, and all kinds of stuff. So because we went through it and we in a good moment at this point, we had to make a decision of what did we change and what we had to work with our own selves within, so we can have a different kind of relationship with our kids without hitting them, without seeing them as the bad guys. Understanding that as parents, we also have something to learn and stop seeing them as something that is not right there. So for us, it's an invitation for you as a parent that use the opportunity to learn, to work on yourself. Because let me tell you something, relationships with families are really difficult. And why we're doing this on a Wednesday before Thanksgiving, why now when nobody's watching probably? Because tomorrow it's Thanksgiving and you are going to have your family at home. And then your teenager or your young adult or the father is going to be angry, or these holidays are really all about family, really all about relationships, really all about buttons. So thank you for those that are coming. Welcome live. For those that are coming, thank you. This is a group. We're inviting you for those that are parents of young adults, teenagers to be, or even to 18, 20, and to support parents that have kids of these ages. We were mentioning in TAL Community Mental Health Center, my name is Marcella Gomez Bogomolny, and I'm the therapist who's going to be giving the support group. I have a master's degree in social work, 25 years of experience as a coach, and case manager, and also self-help groups. This group is going to be 3 levels, like I mentioned before. And with these 3 levels, we're going to work level how to see them, how to see yourself, how your relationship with your own parents does not help you to continue a good relationship with your kids, and how forgiving them, your parents, and forgiving yourself as an adult, what you did when you were a teenager, may help with you understanding and seeing better the way your kids work and the way your kids behave.
Now, Marcella, so again, as I said before, my name is Cantor Gaston Bogomolny. I'm the co-owner of TALCommunity Mental Health Center. If you want to communicate with us, you want to join the group that starts next Thursday, at 7. It originally publicized at 6, but Marcella explained that the North Miami Beach area has a lot of jamming, a lot of cars and rush hours. So we'll probably start at 7. It's an hour and a half every single session. You have 5 sessions for the first level. So you can call us 786-648-3588, or you can contact us by writing to info@TAL CMHC, Community Mental Health Center.org. Para los que no entienden inglés, mi nombre es Cantor Gastón Bogomolny, estoy con la terapeuta, con Marcela Gómez Bogomolny, que va a ser la terapeuta, la clinician que va a dar el grupo de padres para padres de adultos, de niños adultos o de young adults, también de adolescentes, que empieza la semana que viene, el día diciembre 2 de 2021, y lo vamos a hacer a las 7 de la tarde. Ahora tengo una pregunta. I have a question for you, Marcela. Why educating without fear? I mean, why would we have fear, when we are educating? I mean, why that subject?
Okay. ¿Por qué educar sin miedo? Why educating without fear? Because when kids become 13, 14, they become these monsters that we don't know anymore. Or we kind of know them, but we don't know them anymore in so many ways. And we get afraid. We actually get afraid of talking to them. We don't understand them. Welcome, Andrea. No los entendemos. Queremos aprender a ayudar a nuestros papás a entender a nuestros hijos. There are 3 ways for you to understand how to raise your kids. First of all, los niños a la edad de 13, 14, 15, 16 todavía no tienen desarrollado el frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is not completely developed, and that makes them be impulsive. Y los hace ser bien impulsivos. That makes them be very no reflexive. So, hay muchas cosas que nuestros hijos hacen que nosotros no entendemos por qué las hacen, y que son ilógicas, que son sucias, que son de todo, pero if you do understand and make the homework to get to know them and to understand them, you're mostly going to enjoy better the relationship with them through their teenager years. I'm telling you from a point of view, my own point of view, I hated it, my sons, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Lo odié. Yo odiaba los años teenagers de mi hijo. No lo soporté. No pude manejarlo bien. And that's the reason why I'm here now. One of the reasons is because I was unable to deal with it. Even as a social worker, even as a therapist, I was a mom. And as a mom, it was so difficult to deal with my programs, mis programaciones mentales de mamá colombiana, metiche, que quería controlar todo, being the Latina mom who wants to control everything and wants to know everything. And then I have a kid who was born in America. Whoa, what is this? And they have another. So that's what it's all about. Learning how to deal with it and have a support group of parents that you have availability to say the truth. My son is this, my son is that, or I am this way. And we all understand both. So you need a support group. Every time I speak to a parent, they say, oh my God, I need that group. So this is the group now. I have some moms and some and some therapists that told me already when I needed a group for me as a mother, for my teenager, not for your teenager, for you. We have another therapist that will treat your teenager. In this case, this group is created for you as I needed it when I wanted it. I didn't have it. So that's why I'm opening it right now to you and teach you and show you my own experiences through amazing activities.
So, Marcela, there are people who, the big question is always, how do I know if I have to, if I need to join this group or not? And there are people who are watching and they're saying, that's totally for me, that's totally for me. I'm so embarrassed to really go there and tell that actually I have problems at home. I mean, there's so many people who really feel, and we know, from firsthand, that there are people who really need this group, they want this group, but they're still afraid or embarrassed, to really join a support group.
I'm going to translate because I see there are some Hispanics watching. Gastón dice, ¿por qué nosotros tenemos que ver este grupo? O la gente dice por dentro, uy, yo quiero ese grupo, pero qué pena ir a contar el cuento, qué pena decir. Well, the reality is that If you feel like that, that means that you need the group. Si te sientes así, quiere decir que seguramente necesitas de estos amigos reales, de esta gente que está dispuesta a soltar un ratito. Tú no tienes que hablar, tú solamente te tienes que sentar para darte cuenta que que todos somos iguales. You don't need to talk probably at the first time, but you're going to realize that we're all in the same boat. We all have kids that don't do homework, that have the room dirty, that sleep until 3 p.m., that that they hate you but they love you when they ask you to take you to the mall, and all of that stuff together.
Now the group, we are now being bilingual, you know, like translating back and forth into English and Spanish. Estamos traduciendo en español, después vamos a inglés. The group is going to be in English, or we're going to have an opportunity also to have in Spanish?
Voy a tener que esperar un momentito. Parece que está tocando la puerta. Un momento.
Okay.
Spanish.
Okay, I can tell you about that. So the group is going to start in December. It's going to be in English. Now, something very important about the groups is that the groups are going to be hybrid. That means actually if you are not in town for one of the sessions, so you are not even in town at all, maybe you're not even in Florida, and maybe you are in any part of the world and you want to, you know, to really talk about this, you can connect through Zoom. So still connecting with us, info@TAL CMHC, TALCMHC.org, or come to the website, TALCMHC, TALCMHC.org, or you can call us to 786 648 3588, 786-648-3588. Again, you don't have to be in Florida. You can be in any part of the world if you speak English. In January, we're going to start, en enero vamos a empezar el español. Y de vuelta, no necesitas estar en Florida, tú puedes conectarte en Zoom, y si estás en New York o estás en China, no importa dónde estés, mientras tengas realmente la necesidad de anotarte y de participar en este grupo. That's the beauty about hybrid.
That's right. So that's very new, because some people from New York and some other areas are asking for us to have it like that. So it is an opportunity for you. ¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Yes. So another question that I have is are there any specific emotional requirements to be able to join the group? ¿Alguna condición o un requisito emocional por lo cual uno tiene o sea, puede participar de este grupo? Por ejemplo, no sé, como estar sanado de alguna, de algo que le dolió, o no sé, ¿qué?
I guess the prerequisite will be for you to open your heart, because you do have teenagers or young adults at home, or they are in college, and you go back and forth with your feelings, back and forth. Right now, our young adults are at home, and because of Thanksgiving and holidays, and I'm already thinking, okay, it's gonna drive outside, and all of those feelings you do have. So I think the prerequisite is for you to be open and humble enough to open your heart. No, you're gonna find out in this group, te vas a dar cuenta en este grupo, que tal vez cuando estés allí, una de las cosas que tienes que tener claro, one of the things that you're going to have clear is that you're going to work with yourself. I'm not going to work with your teenager or a young adult. I'm going to work with you. So you can handle what's going on in a respectful, mature, and important and healing way. The way we did not do it. Nosotros no lo hicimos así. Yo no lo hice así. Pero cuando aprendí a hacerlo así, when I learned to do it that way, then is when I started having a good relationship with my kid in a positive tone. So also we have a Prime. One of the things that I wanted to do was also to bring somebody who will be open enough, a teenager or a young adult, who will give us their own experience with parents that do not understand them. So you will hear firsthand what is it in their mind. How can you understand these people? So vas a aprender qué es lo que tienen en la cabeza, porque vamos a tener precisamente un muchacho de esta edad que nos va a contar a los papás cuál es lo que pasa en sus cabezas y por qué tenemos esta falta de comunicación tan importante con ellos.
Now I have the last question, Marcella, before we go, but you know, we have parents, you know, who approach me and they talk to me, and one, for example, has a preteen who is 12 years old. But, these 12 years old, for example, has started, to have some social media communication, and they're starting to talk about, some sexual things. And, at the same time, we'll have parents who have 22 years old. So they're 10 years apart. Do you think they can be on the same group? I mean, how they can benefit from each other? Voy a traducir. Tenemos algunos padres que tienen que tienen un preteen, o sea, un preadolescente de 12 años de repente, pero ya está en el social media y ya están comunicando con chicos, con chicas y hablan de cosas sexuales. Y tenemos también padres que tienen hijos de 22 años que están como terminando college. ¿Tú crees que de alguna forma ellos se pueden beneficiar de estar en el mismo grupo o nada que ver?
Bien, some parents have different kinds of ages. You know, they have the 22-year-old, but also they have the 15-year-old, and they have the 18-year-old, right? And so they do, of course, they do benefit. But the ones that only have the 12-year-old, 13-year-old, this person will benefit by knowing and understanding what can they do better before things become rough. See? And it's normal that when they are 12 or 13, they don't want you close, or they want you close, but they want a little bit of they understanding that they can do stuff without you, and they want to empower their independence, but they're not old enough to empower it in a healthy way. And it's important for you as a parent to understand it, to understand, well, he's trying or she's trying to empower herself by saying something like this and like that. Si tú entiendes que ellos están creciendo y que se están haciendo el experimento, wow, ya yo soy grande, puedo ir sola a la escuela, ellos también se están, ellos están tratando y meten la pata. Sí, meten la pata, cometen errores y tú estás ahí, hopefully no para condenarlos, sino para entender. Y yo creo que por el día de hoy no hay más que decir. No. O sea, es importante que te comuniques con TAL Community Mental Health Center. Estamos localizados en North Miami Beach. Este es el primer grupo, empieza en diciembre 2 a las 7 de la noche. Queremos invitarte para que participes y para que te des la oportunidad. TAL CMHC, this is basically everything we have to say. You're not going to be assessed by we're not going to give you a diagnosis. However, most of the parents, when they take these kind of courses, they probably realize they're having things to work on themselves, and they decide to take therapy afterwards. But that's your decision. And mostly you want to go to therapy because you want to be helped and because you want to help yourself. So I'm not encouraging you to take therapy. I'm just encouraging you to come, receive the support, and make it a reality for you.
Now, I just got, an email saying that someone who is in Israel and someone else who is in the UK, in United Kingdom, in London, that they want to join the group. The beauty is that we have Zoom, so they can join the group. They don't have to live in the United States, right?
It's not therapy, so yes, it is a support group that can be taken from whatever part of the world. Yes, of course.
Perfecto. Entonces, si estás en otro país, ya sabes, lo único que tienes que hacer es entrar al Zoom, porque es un grupo de apoyo, no es grupo terapéutico y no es terapia. Entonces, puedes estar en otro país y participar de este grupo, aprender muchísimas cosas y después compartirlas con tu gente en tu propio país.
Now, there is something very important here. If you do find out that you want to take therapy after this support group, then we do have the clinicians, we do take insurances, or we do take, we have the licensed people here in TAL Community Mental Health Center to help you. As a matter of fact, some of the stressors of being a parent can also be managed with other techniques. We have yoga, and we're going to work with painting and art as a healing component of this center. So join us. This is going to be super fun.
Beautiful. So individual, couples, and family therapy. We have everything. TAL Community Mental Health Center. You can always call us anytime, 786-648-3588, or you can go to the website, TALCMHC.org. El teléfono es 786-648-3588 y nuestra website es TALCMHC.org, o escríbenos un email a info@talcmhc.org. Te esperamos. La próxima semana comenzamos siendo mejores padres que nunca.